Greetings everyone, my people in the continent and my people in the diaspora. We are here to share our thoughts, ideas, and some views on how we can build the Africa we want. So let us see these 4 things that will make development in Africa so difficult. And what I want to say that the poverty of Africa is the glory of some civilization. All of us, we must understand this, that this poverty that you see in the continent is opportunities for other civilization, and people are making money through our poverty. So let me mention these 4 things, then I will explain one by one. The first thing is green energy. Second one is food insecurity. Third one is loan. And the last is war. All these 4 things will make difficult for Africa to develop, and will make Africa to be enslaved again if we are not careful. Also, Africa to be dependent forever. Let us start with green energy. At this time where we Africa, or we Africans in our different parties in the continent, in the diaspora and Caribbean, we are trying to industrialize Africa, to add value to our resources, to produce the final product from our raw material. The world has changed from fossil energy to green energy. We have trained our young men and women in hydroelectric, in oil and gas, also in coal, but at this time the world has changed due to the factor of climatic changes. We are going to move to another source of energy, that is solar energy, wind, biogas, and other stuffs. There's some country, as I speak to you now, they have discovered coal. There's some countries have discovered oil and gas. Because the world want Africa, or the world are shifting from from fossil energy to green energy. So it means Africa, we don't have knowledge in green energy, but the energy is very expensive. The resources that we have, like coal, is not going to be used. We don't have machine, and those who own this machine will not allow, or will not sell to us. They will not sell technology to produce oil and gas, because are the one who own this technology. So Africa automatically will be forced to green energy, despite we have resources in fossil energy. So at this time, while we are trying to industrialize this continent by using fossil energy as source of power, the world has changed. Now we need some expert from outside of the continent to help us at this transition. We need loan. We need to build capacities to our people. All these are cost, and no one will give you free, because there's no free lunch at all. So automatically will depend on others. So instead of thinking about industrialization of this continent, adding value, now we're starting to think about green energy. Now we are moving out of the line we're out of the rail. So it means if we have planned to build industries maybe for 20 years to come by using coal, by using oil and gas, now the world has changed. We need to go or to shift to green energy. And this is so expensive. We don't have technology about this. We don't have capital to shift it to this. And those who own technology is the one who told us to shift from fossil energy to green energy. Automatically we never sell it to us. They have benefited from fossil energy. They have benefited from coal and the other stuffs. And when Africa want to move into the same level, they have changed the tactic. And as I said, the poverty of Africa is the glory of some civilization. Take it. Let us move to food insecurity, the second one. Also, this is going to keep Africa poor or underdevelopment. The main effect of this food insecurity, also it will bring conflict among our people. People will start to fight for food. And I'm telling you because I have seen in some countries in this continent where arable land, fertile land has given to the investors. We take more than 1,000 people in the village out of the area to give one person who we call investors. Maybe this will be the topic of another day. We'll come and speak this very loudly. So it means, and what is so bad, these investors who come to invest in food production, they export our food. They say, we have produced the food, and we keep in statistics that we exported food. We have said we get external finance or finance currency or external currency. We get dollars in our reserve because we sold this is what we call our product. But our people in the ground are suffering with poverty, with the food insecurity. We are not allowed our people to use their resources. This is Africa that we talk about, the Agenda 2063. The people discovered arable land, virgin land, but they have been taken away by investors. Single investors who come and hire them to produce food that is not being used here in the continent. The food is sold outside. And we love the statistics that we have sold out more than maybe 100,000 tons to China, while our people are suffering. Why we can't say we have produced, we have succeeded to feed our people in the continent? So this is another issue that is going to make Africa underdevelopment. Everything that is good, if we are not careful, is going to own by others. Third one is loan. As you heard, we want loan for energy transition. We want loan for infrastructures. We want loans for COVID-19 economic recovery. So this loan is going to make us dependent. Today we are working hard to pay the previous loan, not this current loan that we have acquired. And I have listening the Prime Minister of Barbados about the interest rate of these loans. While other civilizations in the North world just paying 1% of interest, but in the southern countries or southern world, we pay more than 12%. That will never recover it. So obvious will become poor. We work hard for them to pay loan that we never succeeded to pay. So loan is another issue that is going to make Africa underdevelopment. We have seen some countries where China own airports, China owns ports because of the debts. So if we are not careful, we'll be owned by those who given us the loans. And lastly is about wars. Thank you to the government of Kenya and East African countries for sending troops in Congo DRC to make sure that there's peace emerge there in Goma, in Kyiv. But wars is another factor that is making Africa underdevelopment. I have spoken this for many times, that first of all, war take lives of the people, and the people are those who are participating in development. Wars distract infrastructures. After taking the life of the people, they distract infrastructures that have been taken through loan or that has been made through loan. So it means those loans that we have taken is nothing. That's the reality. And we need to speak this loudly. That's why we say we need the unity of this continent, so that we can have a single army that can fight for the security of this continent. These messages are not moving as they should to the Africans in the diaspora, in the Caribbean, and the continent. That's why we say we need to address these issues. These are very critical issues. We are talking about transition from green energy. We are talking about climatic changes, but also war. Distract all these. We are talking about planting trees, but through war we distract everything. We distract the ecosystem. People are using bombs, chemical bombs, chemical weapons. Other countries and big countries have nuclear weapons. They will distract this earth, especially for Africa. We can't recover if we be affected by nuclear bombs. So we need to make sure that Africa is at peace. So war is another factor or another thing that will make Africa underdevelopment. All these four things, if we are not careful, we are talking about the Agenda 2063, we never achieve. I'm sure those who will be there at that time, please keep this video. I'm sure if we are not careful as Africans, and if we didn't decide for our future, and if we are not going to work very clear on green energy, food insecurity, loans, and war in this continent, the Agenda 2063 will become dreams in our slumber. Keep it. I'm speaking this because I see how the future looks like. I'm not a prophet, and I'm not related to anyone. I'm not a Jew, I'm African, but I see that if we are not careful through green energy transition, food insecurity in Africa, loans, wars that are emerging in the continent of Africa, that are fought in the continent of Africa, the Agenda 2063 will be difficult. The continental free trade area will be for others, not for Africans. So what can we do as Africans? Let us decide for our future. Many things have been decided by others. While the world are shifting to green energy, while other countries discover the oil and gas, let us allow these people who have discovered oil and gas to use their own resources. We see what's happening to Uganda when they are trying to export their oil and gas. What European Parliament resolution said, stop what you are doing because you are going to distract the environment, because you are going to do this and this. See what happened to Zimbabwe when decided to take their land for food production of the people of Zimbabwe. What happened to Zimbabwe? If you are a good historic, you will understand what I say. So we need to decide for the future, not to look for others, not to look in the east or west. Let us look forward as Africans. We are the victim of many things. So let us not allow to be the victim of green energy. Not allow to be also the victim of food insecurity. Already we are the victim. We are the victim of loan. Let us say enough is enough. We are the victim of war. We need peace in this continent. I said, when I was explaining about the effect of war, many of our young men and women who are supposed to be the main producer in industries are engaging in war. We have seen recently in Congo, President called the young people to be mobilized to go to fight M23. The young people who are supposed to be in school, those who are supposed to innovate, those who are supposed to work in the industries, in farms, they are now going to fight in the war. And we know we are preparing another troops that will destabilize us. Because if we are not careful, these young men and women who are got these skills or training in military, some of them, because historic said and elaborate about this, will change and will become our enemy. Because even those who are fighting there are our people. So let me not speak for too long, but my intention is to share these 4 things that will undermine or will make development of Africa so difficult. So we need to understand and to take the action. Everyone where you are, For instance, in green energy, in food security, we can do in food security. These three things, the two things can remain to the government officials who can work with them. For instance, green energy transition and loans. But wars and food insecurity, each person can help. Starting with me, I can produce my own food. If I can do so, because Africa is a pretty and horrible land, everywhere it is free, you can go and produce your own food for your family. War, me and you, we are the one who are going to fight there in the bush. We can say, I can take your AK-47, but I cannot fight. I'm not ready to go to kill my young brothers and sisters. Who I am, I'm not a killer. I'm a risker. Africans, we are not fighters. That's why we welcome everyone. And we welcome the bad people who change and conquers. Africa, we are polite people. We have taught to fight. We are polite. That's why everyone who came to Africa welcomed, but unfortunately conquered us. So let me say thank you. We're just sharing our thoughts, our views, so that we can build the better Africa and the Africa we want. Don't take it negative, please take it positive, because as I said many times, in my lifetime, I desire to see better Africa which is at peace, development in Africa like others, because we have those capacities, we have those abilities. If we combine, we unite with the people in Caribbean, people in the diaspora, people in the continent, we share knowledge, technology, we can build the Africa we want. Thank you.